Remember that scene from the 1998 blockbuster hit Armageddon when Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck have flown out into space and they drive out onto that Goliath asteroid just to drill into its rugged, gnarly terrain, all so Bruce Willis can blow that rocky ball to smithereens? Yep, welcome to the Badlands. No, but seriously, because of its unique terrain, Badlands National Park has been the backdrop of several famous films over the years. We never realized it, but sci-fi flicks like Starship Troopers, classics like Dances with Wolves, all filmed in the Badlands. The thing I found most fascinating about the park is that while you're driving up, it's actually very unassuming. We had driven 2 hours from our AirBNB in Rapid City just to get a glimpse of the park. And I remember thinking, wait, that's it? Those wee little buttes in the distance are what we came for? Then we turn this corner and it's like nothing I had ever seen in my life. In a split second, the terrain went from bumpy to absolutely awe-inspiring. It was otherworldly. I'm actually glad I didn't do much research because I felt like the kids. We were all so blown away by the pinnacles and plateaus that have just been carved over the years by water.
All right, guys, we are at a place called the Badlands, about 60 miles to the east of Rapid City. And in fact, this is in a town, or I would say just outside of a town called Interior, South Dakota. Had to look at the population because it is a small grid of roads. Population of 94. I can't imagine what goes on here. But behind me you have the Badlands. So best I can describe this place, it's a series of like mountainous structures that are very desert-like, almost sand-like, but beautiful in the way they're created. And some of the signs here talk about animals that had lived at some point, or even dinosaurs at some point. It's pretty awesome. And it's one of those things where I don't think the camera is doing a good job of actually capturing how beautiful it is. It just, again, it reminds me of a desert-like mountainous region. And but if you get a chance, again, if you're in South Dakota or making the trek through, I would say this is certainly one of the top 5 places to see.
Okay, so 75 million years ago, you know, just right before we were born, all of this was actually under the ocean. Well, I guess it wasn't the ocean, it was just under the sea, is what it was back then. So if you look, all of these pinnacles and all the things you see today, it's sediment, like clay, sand, all sorts of things that over the years layered up. And so there are so many fossils that are actually found in all of these structures that are the Badlands today. So just a little bit of history. The term Badlands actually refers to the type of terrain. It's very dry, with softer sedimentary rocks and clay-rich soils that have been extensively eroded by wind and water. They're often characterized by those steep slopes, minimal vegetation, high drainage, canyons, ravines, buttes, mesas, all sorts of geologic forms. They're also very difficult to navigate by foot, and they have an incredible alternating color display. These Badlands in Badlands National Park are located in South Dakota. It actually protects over 240,000 acres of terrain. The south unit of the park is co-managed with the OGLALA LAKOTA tribe. The south portion includes sites of the 1890 ghost dances, a former U.S. Air Force bomb and gunnery range, and the park's highest point at over 3,000 feet. So one of the best things about being out here is the ability to totally disconnect. I mean, the kids, they're a little wild, but I mean, truly, no cell...
Hello, it's Patrick. Yeah. Sure, I could do that. No, I'm not busy at all.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding? For our trip, we decided to go later in the evening to avoid crowds. We heard that sunset can be beautiful. It had been raining all day, so we figured, why not? Our time was limited, so we used it to do a little hiking, exploring, adventuring, and it was so well worth it. It was a lot less organized than the other national parks that we visited, but I gotta tell you, it might be some of my favorite memories. Quite humorous, but still my favorite. Okay, so we didn't get far, but we still had a blast, and definitely enjoyed watching the kids who thought it was otherworldly. They literally said multiple times they thought it was Mars.